into the background settings, people,
Yeah.
whatever. It can
You pay for an owner like ours and you're walking. Let's stand for the pledge, call the meeting to order. Brian's gonna lead us. I'm second. Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I seem more fuzzy than normal. I'm sick. I know. Is it possible to get more fuzzy?
Otherwise, I'm gonna be sick again on Monday.
Well, it's not me this week.
Keep moving sideways. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes from the February 12th town board meeting? Any requests of changes, corrections, deletions? Hearing none, these are the clerk's minutes. Public comment. I'd like to start right off with a huge thank you to anybody that had anything to do with fire and lights and the ice bowl. Adele's office, highway, parks, the that guy down in Old Forge. What do they call him? What's his nickname? Tommy.
Tommy Mayonnaise.
Tommy Mayonnaise. Tommy
Yeah.
Mayonnaise. It just, that weekend probably was, I know we've been having one of the best winters we've had in a long time, but that was a weekend to remember. That was a great job by everybody. And I don't think I've heard a single complaint.
People seemed happy,
And
really upbeat, yeah. People-
So the town looked good, the area looked good. It was great. So thank you. Thank you. Anybody else, public comment? And that was me as a member of the public. All right, highway. Have we heard anything from DOT?
We passed our resolution, we know that, and
Right.
that's been sent on. Long Lake did the same. I think all we're doing is waiting for DOT.
Okay, that's all I had. I just wanted to get that out of the way before I forgot.
Yep, I saw that on there, yep. So it's me, right? We're good?
Yep.
All garbage and recycling, plowed snow and sanded, cleared sidewalk, parking lot, sanded when necessary. Cleared Arrowhead Park, June's Field for parking for fire and lights, stamped Arrowhead Fern Park for events. Kept the roads pushed back and shelved to make road travel as snowmobile friendly as possible. Put up snow from around town and push back driveway entrances to improve visibility. Started hauling snow out of town hall parking lot. Pop holes in the snowbanks along the roads to allow water to run off to avoid cooling. I would like to thank the town of Webb and town of Long Lake highway departments for scraping the chatter out of our roads with their graders. We apologize for the bumpy roads with the icy chatter, but we haven't had a thaw to melt them off, bear them off at all this year. Their help is much appreciated. Coming up, haul garbage, recycling, keep plowing. Keep hauling the snow, get the snow cleaned out of the town hall parking lot from around town. Gonna start servicing our trucks and equipment for spring season. If the weather seems to be breaking for good, we can possibly sweep the downtown area to get some of the sand cleaned up. We're gonna keep an eye on culverts, make sure the water's flowing good. Looking to get my 284 agreement signed.
Got that right here. Gotta get them all to sign it.
So you can spend money?
Yep,
So if I don't sign it, you can't spend money?
right. But then nothing gets done, so.
What if we have signed it?
Hmm?
I think we all have to sign it, don't we?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I think it's fine. Okay, great. I love you.
You want me to wait? You want-
No, you're fine. You're,
Okay. I'm looking to get a resolution for the work in Moose River Plains that we did, like, or that they're gonna do this summer, like we did last summer. I don't know if we did that this year yet or not.
I don't remember
Oh,
seeing
you
it.
know, I
You guys could just sign a work order for it, right? Or
It seems like that I'm missing that part of it, and Bonnie's gotta get me, proof of insurance and workman's comp and disability. I have all the other stuff filled out to send back, but I think I'm just missing that resolution.
simple resolution, correct?
Simple resolution.
I have
I
a
did
copy of it
email
here.
that to you, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
I have a copy of one here.
It's a very simple resolution, yes.
Would you like to read it?
Sure. Whereas there's maintenance needed in Moose River Plains Recreation Area, Helldiver Pond Access Road and Mitchell Pond Parking Area. And whereas the Inlet Highway Department submitted a quote to the New York State DEC in the amount of,
Like just under $70,000.
okay, I'll get that exact amount for you
Yep,
to put
I
in
will
the
get that
resolution.
for you,
Okay.
yes.
For the maintenance to be completed this summer and fall of 2025. Whereas the highway superintendent is asking the Inlet Town Board for approval to complete such work at the quoted amount. Now therefore be it resolved with a motion made by, and then there we go. That's it.
Somebody like to offer that?
I'll move that.
An amount to be filled in by the clerk?
Right. I'll get
I'll
the
get you
quote
that
amount from,
tomorrow.
okay.
I'll second that.
Further discussion? As long as the DEC is still willing to partner with us, we want to keep this moving
They
forward.
absolutely.
Sure.
want-
This has been a long-standing agreement.
You still deal with John DeSantis, I take it.
I actually know I'm dealing with Jamie Parslow more than John DeSantis. John DeSantis has moved up the food chain a little bit and she's taken his place, so.
I got an email today, the DEC, just along these lines of maintaining in there, they're looking to finally amend the Moose River Plains Unit Management Plan to allow motorcycles and e-bikes in there. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, because public comment will be opening up in a month or so. And I can only imagine what some of the public comment will be. But quite honestly, the Brian Wells commented back today, the traveling public, there's a lot of people that are doing e-touring on the e-bikes and or on just motorcycles. It's not dirt bikes. It's not off-road bikes. This is supposed to be for motorcycles on approved surfaces, but I'm sure there's going to be groups that will be in opposition to any change in there whatsoever.
Yeah.
But quite honestly, it's incumbent upon us to keep this agreement going with the DEC to keep that surface in decent shape if there's going to be two-wheel motor vehicles in there.
And this is separate than the county the contract that we're in with the county.
Gotcha.
Like the main road corridor.
Gotcha.
This is separate. This is a whole different thing.
Yep.
We get paid for our time for the main corridor too.
Yep.
This is just us partnering with them.
Separate.
These projects.
Very
How
good.
does this work with these street legal side by sides now? I know no one's ventured to open that can of worms yet, but it's
See,
right
right
out.
on the highway, don't you? Also.
But I'm saying if they're street legal and you have this reciprocating agreement,
I think it all depends on who sees you, where you are, and whether they're willing to write a ticket at this point in time.
with the ticket stand, what would it be?
Yeah, I don't think there's-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No one's opened that can of worms yet, but it's kind of interesting. Now you're starting e-bikes and motorcycles. I'm just curious how
There's
this.
no major accident or something caused by it, so.
Class one e-bikes have always been allowed. That's the kind that are pedal assist only.
Mhm.
That is allowed in.
It current, right?
Currently. in-
I thought there was something was allowed.
Yeah, because
You're saying that,
there are bigger
This
e-bikes.
is anything above, yeah,
Yeah.
so that's one with throttle.
Yep.
So class A is you have to pedal.
Yep.
And it-
pedal assist or whatever they call it, right?
Pedal assist and it stops it. It won't assist over 22, I think.
It's governed or something, but I don't know what the number is.
Are they
Doesn't
doing,
mean you can't.
you-
are they doing the pedal assist in the Black Fly race at this point?
We have
Yes.
11 registered, right?
Yep. I know, it was a change that was going to happen. We're getting away from the
Well,
resolution.
it's his fault
I know.
because he made the road so good that.
Yeah.
he wanted-
You want to use it.
All right, we have a resolution on the board. Any further discussion on us partnering with the DEC? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, so carried. Good things.
Very good. Looking to get a resolution for the posting of our roads by the county highway superintendent. He will advertise, post our roads for the same time county roads are posted for weight limit for the spring thaw. And I believe Bonnie has that resolution in front of her.
You want that whole resolution read?
Just a heading.
Whereas Vehicle and Traffic Law, Article 41, Section 1660 gives authority to town board to post weight limits on town roads when the board deems necessary to protect roads from harm during spring breakup.
Do we have a date yet? Is that what you're waiting on from Tracy?
I haven't heard, he hasn't set a date yet, as far as I know.
Are you gonna see him or talk to him personally?
I may see him next Thursday at the soonest to see him.
You and I discussed 3 weeks ago about the trimming of the road, you know, what I mean,
Yes.
and stuff, but South Shore Road's as bad as Light
Yes.
Road, as you know, so
I
it's,
will bring
start that.
I will bring that up again to attention, yes.
Motion to pass this with a date to be forthcoming from the county.
I'll make a motion.
Second. Further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, so carried.
If he comes down at some point, Sean, and you know when he was coming in, try to make himself available. I mean, if it helps you a little, it helps us or whatever.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I've tried to get him down here because there's some culverts I want him to look at on Limestone Road anyway.
See,
Yes,
one-on-one is like more productive sometimes, you
Right.
know, than on the
Right.
phone and,
I will get with you if he comes down.
Yeah.
But I will mention something to him at our meeting next week.
perfect. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes. Brandon Moore is leaving the highway department. I'd like to thank Brandon for his year of service and wish him well in the future. And that's all I have for highway.
Dive right into transfer.
Transfer station hours are 8 AM to 11:45, then 1 PM to 6:45 PM. Closed Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Just same as always, the building is clean and orderly.
Tag me it.
Yep, I'm good.
We've been talking at budget time for at least 3 years, coming out of COVID. When did COVID end? Did COVID end? Whenever COVID thought it ended. When COVID kicked in, we adopted a 10-hour day so that we had one employee in there at a time on 10-hour shifts so that, God forbid, one of them got sick, it wouldn't infect the other one, hopefully right away or whatever. Somehow we dodged a bullet on all that, but coming out of COVID, we kind of seemed to like the extended hours, some of us. Just seemed like a decent fit, so we kept it there. But there's been a lot of talk each year at budget time, at least for the last 3 years, about going back to pre-COVID hours. You want to jump in?
Yeah, well, I think the other things that have changed in that time frame is that the two employees up there used to have to do all the compacting of the cardboard and all that stuff for the county. And then when we went to this one single stream, that all that went away. So now really what you need up there is you just need somebody to keep the place neat, make sure stuff goes where it's supposed to
An
go.
attendant, basically.
An attendant. So I think one person is good for what we're doing. But I think that that hours is too much. We need to start cutting back to a more of an 8-hour day, 7 days a week, and have the employees cover one works a regular 8-hour shift instead of the 10-hour shifts we were doing before. We've got 2 employees for up there right now, so just go, I would say 9 to 6 with the lunch hour. However, that, with the closing early and whatever, and so when we start with summer hours, we do that 7 days a week.
I'm gonna ask you how you feel in a second, don't worry.
Okay.
What about winter?
Well, I think when winter, we're gonna close 2 days like we've been.
Somebody would do 5 days.
Yeah, and then we would,
Let's do 5.
So don't close 3 days in the winter, just close 2.
We'd actually gain a day under that,
we actually would. Because,
Yeah.
because we.
More coverage.
Unless the Parks Department or the highway wants that person for that extra day, then we'll do what we were doing, close the 3 and move them over 1 day into the other side,
I
so.
think it works in 4 days in the winter.
Yeah.
I do think that
Yeah.
works. My opinion.
people have gotten used to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
With the exception of holidays. But we,
Right.
We made them a couple
Yeah.
exceptions, but
Yeah.
we covered it.
Yeah.
but thanks to Peter and whatever and Sean, we figured out how to work around that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I know you were making all kinds of gestures back there. Thought I'd give you your moment.
I heard the 9 to 6 part,
Yeah.
Yep.
8 to 5 would be much better than earlier more than later.
Okay, well, that is, see, that is for you, I don't know that, you know. If it's the customers are coming in earlier rather than later, then I would do the 8 to 5. I would have thought people are not there in the morning as much as come.
After
wanna be
work.
There more after work, but you know better than I do. So that's, I'll defer to you on that one.
When do we normally do the switchback?
Right.
Yeah, so, this is the first discussion. Will probably be making up our mind sometime in April, at the April meeting.
I think that's good. Bring it up, get it out there, and then we can finalize it next month for May.
Sounds good.
So you're saying 7 days a week for the summer, correct? Just-
Seven days a
Summer,
week
we'll keep summer
for the
7 days,
summer.
absolutely.
8 hours a day. That gives you got 2 employees, so you're gonna have a day off here or there, and then basically got a 5 and a 2, and then somebody's got 3 to do something else.
Okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Just so we're clear. Yes, thank you.
And I think taking the suggestion of 8 to 5, if that's,
There's a line there at 8 o'clock in the morning, which generally.
okay, well then, I mean, that's absolutely the way to go.
And not a complaint, but a comment that I've been hearing more often than not is the last couple hours of the day are the slowest.
Mhm.
So, all right.
Okay. Good.
But we want to make sure that we still state going up front, because it's been asked and requested more than once from more than one employee through the years, that a lunch hour still has to be taken.
Right, you have to
Will
follow.
not allow us to shorten it up even more and say you can take your lunch and go home.
Yeah, you have to
Could
have,
short it to half an hour.
You could short it to a half an hour if you wanted to with an 8-hour shift, as long as you have 2 15-minute breaks. I think that's the law there. Or you give them an hour at lunch.
Whatever.
Bill got something to say?
Oh, my God.
He's teasing us.
Oh, what he's doing?
Yeah, he's teasing us.
Did you have to put his face in front of me like that? Sorry, Bill.
Yeah, you still have to have the break. It's labor law. That's the
Yeah.
way that is.
Anything else? Transfer? All right. Living 80K. I'm sorry I didn't put anything down for you here.
Hey, so, and a few updates, not a lot, going on right now that's noteworthy, but the, lunch delivery program, we've got about 47 people altogether signed up so far. 13 of them come from the Inlet, Big Moose, Eagle Bay area, but, it sounds like Julie Meeks Nelson is really garnering some volunteers to help with the delivery, so that's really good. And, so it's going well, and every now and again we get someone to sign up, and you can, if you are going on vacation or something, you just need to tell us to put you on hold, and we won't try to deliver something. So I think it started February 4th. Stephen from Fourth Lake One in Spirits, he emailed me the other day asking me if the community garden will allow Banks Farm to sell some of the lettuce and the mushrooms that they're growing, would that be a problem? And I'm like, I'm not sure, but I'm trying to reach out to the Farmers Market Federation to find out if there's any weird protocols that a community garden would have to follow to have a farm stand sell their product on their behalf. The idea is that probably for a nominal fee, Hannah would keep that fee, and then the proceeds go back to the community garden bank account, so to speak. So I'll get back with him. I don't want anybody to get in trouble.
How are they, the first thing that jumps out in my head is how are they insured? The
How is
community,
it
who covers the community gardens insurance? God forbid there's some form of a listeria outbreak off of the lettuce or something. This stuff goes.
You're 100% right today, though.
So it's probably a combination that the task force has insurance and the school has insurance.
Okay.
So
And,
Assuming something
yeah, so,
there.
but they should be able to help you out. It's just,
Yeah.
I just hate to think and having lived with an insurance agent as long as I have, it's
Yeah.
killed my brain.
No, it's a good thought, and like I said, hopefully we'll have an answer tomorrow, and we'll get back in touch with ICTM. Not that this really affects, Hamilton Inlet as far as Hamilton, but Don Hale texted me yesterday that it appears Herkimer County released Adirondack Direct to start the fiber expansion on South Shore Road. But the county didn't know that Chuck had started anything. So they're trying to reach out to their consultant to see what's going on. I think the USDA had sent a contract to Herkimer County for execution finally after, I don't know, several years of waiting for that grant to be released. And I did send an email to Adirondack Techs either yesterday or today, I think today, and waiting to hear back. So, I mean, it's good news, regardless that folks on South Shore would have other options.
You got the stuff that's stringing in front of my house? Even though that's Herkimer County? Somebody's stringing stuff. They started, they're right in front of my house. They're stringing stuff, Adirondack somebody. So they're running,
That's Hamilton
right,
County,
they're
that's
running
not-
through Inlet to get to Herkimer County.
They must be working with Dank in some respect, wouldn't you think?
No bid. We didn't hear anything about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they were out there stringing stuff today in front of my house.
It's the highway stuff. I gotta open, just pick a line and sign on each, sign on the same line. in each one.
So it's
All right, thank you. I saw Nate back there a little bit. Nate, you still wandering around out there? Fern Park Master Plan, anything
Yeah,
changed?
actually got the surveyors, two surveyors. I approached, got back with their estimates
Awesome.
for the flat area, John Deming. Same thing. And a metric plot for the flat area of Fern Park to show certain features, structures, visible utilities, et cetera, town community purposes. The rough estimate is 3750. And then I contacted,
3,700.
yeah, 3750.
That sounds better than another zero.
Owen Littlefield and Tupper Lake, I got his name from Mike Bartolotti. He asked me to contact him, and he got back to me, with a far more descriptive estimate of 2,800. I thought it was more. I thought the one, the guy, Owen was a lot more script. Yeah.
Don had told you in a first conversation that would be a little bit more money. As a prevailing wage and some other
Put that
things.
on there, but, oh, I don't know if Owen works by himself. He doesn't have to conform to
Doesn't
that.
have to conform to prevailing wage.
But his description of what he's gonna do is a lot better. I'm not a surveyor. I mean, I get some of it, but I don't get all of it.
Yeah.
And this is both for as we go for the funding and then coming out of the funding, using it to be able to work with, correct? Or is this just?
Owen seemed more in line with that, where John didn't. I'm not sure he always grasped what we were talking about.
I mean, we've always used John before, but John was scared with the prevailing wage factor of it because
Right.
he's not coming out to do as much of them, I think, himself.
Right, I think it's got helpers.
He's got helpers. If this is gonna be more useful and it's less money, I think it's kind of a no-brainer.
I thought it seemed like a better survey, or he's offering more in it,
Mhm.
or maybe John's not just describing him, he's gonna get offer, or something. It's pretty, John's wasn't in depth.
Yeah, it's at a rough estimate for this guy. Almost qualified as a bid, so I,
Yeah, that's his price to do it.
I would make a motion.
That's what I'm saying, it's more complete, it's more complete.
I would make a motion to take the lower offer. I'd actually make that motion myself.
I'll second it.
Discussion? It's nice because this is gonna be an integral part to get that moving forward.
yeah, thanks for the research and
Yeah.
prices.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Sorry, JT, if you're still reading it in depth, if I've pushed it.
Already had to go through.
I haven't said it's passed yet.
No, I-
Okay, okay, motion is passed.
We're not speed readers.
Anything else?
We're gonna meet again in 3 weeks.
March 25th.
See what happens.
All right,
And there's no start date.
And then Dave Coruscant called me and he asked me to keep a lookout for any mountain bike trail building grant opportunity to apply for.
Mhm.
Keeping you informed.
gotcha.
That's about it, I think.
All right. Communications. Still waiting on some stuff from Herkimer County. Have you heard anything different, Denny?
Yeah, we've been having a monthly, meeting with the different contractors in the two counties. Hamilton, had to redirect some of their, equipment and manpower, so they have discontinued, I believe, for the season.
Mhm.
Which, I wish them the best, and, they've been great about helping the site get ready and everything, but it's not for us, so I want them to get it done, but I'm more worried about Herkimer. They were, I don't know their exact reasoning, but they're kind of dragging their feet a little bit and didn't, jump at any opportunities to work on it over the winter. So they were told that there will definitely be a work stoppage once the mud season happens, and there won't be any access to the hill until the ground is firm. Landowner agrees to put them back up.
As far as Hamilton County, I believe the microwave and everything, if they can get it going down towards Dairy Hill or one of those other sites coming off of Macaulay, because they couldn't finish Blue.
Right.
Um,
So my guess is that they realized what an undertaking that would be, so that might have slowed things down a little. I don't know for sure.
but
That was a multi-hop. That was a long way around.
somebody put a picture of one of the towers on Facebook the other day on Blue, and was that you?
No, maybe.
But yeah, I can't for the life of me.
It's not a good time to be climbing. that.
No, with the ice hanging vertically off of it, lucky they're still standing. And
But it's good for both counties because they want to touch in two places.
Yep.
And this is one of them. The other, on the other end of the county, actually in Herkimer.
Yep.
So the two counties will touch in a ring. Great, so that if one end of the microwave goes down, both counties have access.
Because it was originally just Hamilton County going through, but I think Herkimer's climbed on too.
Yeah, I don't know reality if that really is happening, but if it was a long-term outage, they might consider trying to make that path.
Gotcha.
We will continue to meet, actually, we're going to meet another week or two and just make sure that they're all continuing to work and trying to keep the two counties talking on the same phone call, which has been great.
How much money we got left, Robin?
It was, I think, between 17 and 18,000 in my
Mhm.
account.
And did I send you that last closeout bill?
I paid a $16,000.
That would be the one. Did you send that to her?
No, I didn't send that to her because we also have grant money too.
Gotcha.
We got a lot of grant money. I mean, from what's the other grant?
Northern
Oh.
Borders,
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, but are they going to accept it? Did they lower their standards? Because they were pretty,
She filled out an extension.
right, we fill in an extension, but they,
Yeah.
without New York State,
Yeah, I think they were okay with those bills. They were giving us a hard time about CNS and
right, and the legal fees.
attorney,
And
yeah,
the
the attorney.
attorney. All right,
How much is left on the,
That one is quite a bit. I mean,
there's we weren't allowed to do the build out and the labor on the used shelter. Had we been able to secure a new shelter that had already been pre-approved, that we would have been able, if we'd gotten sufficient bids, quotes or whatever, so we're probably leaving at the federal level, 100+ on the table.
yeah, I think it's about 100 grand.
Which really sucks. Pardon my language and using that word but their requirements, and if you think their requirements are getting any lax recently, they're not. So anyways,
Well, we would have been waiting forever too, so
yep,
we needed to do what we needed to
we
do.
needed to do what we need to do. And as I,
We probably wouldn't have had that shelter yet.
and as I said from the beginning of this project, after Penny, Living 80K and these others, with the crowdsourced funding, who would have thought the money was going to be the easy part for us, quite honestly. But thank goodness it was there, because we're nearing the finish line. It's been painful, but we're going to get there.
So are you gonna you gonna send me a?
Well,
invoice?
so I guess that's my question is,
She wants to wait to see if this is going to be approved.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
I
I
wanna
would
see if the
send it the other
60,
way
because
first.
then I could use that money and use your money, because you're not as strict about the, the crowdsource funding. You don't have those parameters that we have to.
No, as long as it's
No.
for the project.
Yeah, yeah. So I was kind of hoping to get them to pay that bill and then,
Okay.
or not pay that bill. We already paid the bill, but
Try to hold on.
Reimburse.
reimburse us.
Okay. All right, the public hearing remains open on the 5-year update to Inlet's comprehensive master plan. Have you heard anybody asking for clarifications or new ideas or anything? Okay,
Maybe I'll put a little press release out, just reminding people that's out there.
okay. And again, I believe it was our intention to keep it open to either May or June, just so that people from summer can come back if they want to make comments on it, but we will be passing it and closing this at some point in time. Anybody here tonight have anything they want to say about the comprehensive master plan update? Okey-dokey. Planning board, anything from the planning board? You guys are gonna meet on the signage, but haven't met yet, or?
We briefly started talking about it. We had a very small, just barely a quorum.
Okay. Parks, building codes, assessor information. I don't know why I keep putting youth commission, but because it will be coming around the corner very quickly. Are attached. Anybody from? Have anything? Apparently the assessor, parks and codes left everything on the floor to you tonight.
You know, would you like me to read them all?
Not all of them, though.
I have something from the assessor.
Okay, she's got something from the assessor.
Do you want to go first? She's concerned about the spot in front of the post office, the cement area or whatever that we're supposed to be addressing. That could, so she had brought that up and asked if there was any.
And how she's assessed it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the assessor doing
Yeah,
about
well,
that?
I don't know. That's a whole other story. But she brought it to me, so I said I would bring it up.
I think we gotta meet, we gotta circle back around and meet with Mike and,
About that, okay.
and take a look at it. Get Mike and John on that.
That was all somebody brought to me.
Parks, the mural sign, Mike sent me an email, maybe in front of Nelson's would be appropriate, because so many people walk by there.
Yeah,
Julie said-
he did a walk around with Jeremiah though, and they agreed to wait till the snow melts.
Yeah, but I mean, that was just
That
a,
spot again.
In front of where?
Nelson's offered.
Nelson's offered to put it
Put
in
it
front
there.
of, at the end of their driveway.
Out by the boat launch?
Yep, on the
Yeah.
boat launch side of their driveway. Which is not a horrible idea.
It's not a horrible idea. I mean, there is a lot of foot traffic out there.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's, he sent me to.
That's thinking outside the box. Okay. Tag back to you, Adele. 200 less permits, huh?
Yeah, like I said, though, I can't keep track of these numbers. It's just too much work to pull them all out and upgrades, I have no idea how to trace the upgrades.
They're almost
you know,
fictitious
track
numbers
them,
you're saying.
so, yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Last year was the same program, so I'm not sure if last year's numbers were 100% accurate either, so I'm not sure where we are.
Until we can dissect the dollar amount that they say they've taken in and what we took in, it's gonna be hard to figure that out.
Yeah, and just the fact that stickers, like upgrades are the same sequential numbers as regular seasonal permits. You know, so it's not even like you could say, well, these are definitely upgrades because they're a different sticker number, you know what I mean?
I was gonna ask you about the sticker numbers, so they're not sequenced 0 to 10,000.
No, you don't know. Yeah, I mean, but it's not easy in this program because you can't search by sticker number. So you can't search up a sticker and find out for sure right away if that was an upgrade or if they purchased it full season or preseason.
If somebody bought a print right now for the rest of the season, you print the sticker off, what's the number on the sticker? Versus the first day you start selling next year. No correlation, those numbers?
No, because once, in October or whenever we get. the
You start
stickers,
over again,
We
right?
start over.
Start over again
and
with
we
the
just
numbers.
start issuing, and we just pull up the file and just.
But I mean, it's got a season number on it for 25, 26
Correct,
season,
right.
but then you don't have a
Right, the
code
sticker
number.
I give them right now, though, is for this year.
Yeah, they get another one automatically.
And then they'll get next year's, because they get one that expires on April 1st to write out the rest of the season. And then in October, they'll get one in the mail.
But you're asking if the numbers go sequential.
Yes,
As best we
Well,
can
yeah,
in
but I
the
mean,
office,
yeah.
But
I don't
so
think-
then,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
right, because then here's another thing. So then I have envelopes. People paid for their permit. They asked to pick it up here in Inlet. They end up walking in Old Forge's office. So then they issue them a sticker. So then that sticker that's sitting in an envelope goes back in the pile and we sell it to the next person that comes in.
that's what I was
So-
getting at.
Yeah, the town board. Yeah.
So. So besides that, I was just gonna say thank you also to everyone involved. Frozen Fire and Lights, that whole weekend was amazing. I sent a thank you out yesterday in an email. And it also went to the paper, so hopefully it'll be put in the paper. And I'm sure I forgot somebody because there was just people to thank.
The fireworks were amazing.
They were mind blowing. The finale was just mind blowing.
And I was wondering how you'd be able to see them from Ice Bowl, but I saw pictures and it was pretty awesome. I mean, they wasn't too far away, so they didn't look teeny tiny. It was still pretty cool.
Lulu and I were in the parking lot across the street, right on the corner where the bike rack usually is, and you could see every single one of them.
Did you see the drone footage?
And I watched the drones flying around too. I'm looking up and then you see that one drone picture where it almost hit
It
the
almost
drone.
hit 'em, yeah.
That was pretty cool.
He thought it was pretty cool. too.
Especially that it missed.
How they did.
Deadline for Community Pride Day to be on the shirt is March 20th. Everybody needs to give me their $30 so they can put their name on the shirt. And the other thing I wanted to mention was Black Light Challenge. Registration opened on February 2nd and we've 1,000 on March 4th.
Oh, well.
Maybe they'll all show this year. Is it end here this year?
It ends here this year.
Oof. You gonna line up good weather?
Sure, of course. Party's always better when it ends in Inlet.
Anything else?
All I got.
Trails, they're kind of still open. Right now, right? You been out riding?
Took a Monday.
I think we're gonna get another little warm up, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get another cool down too. But we've got base if we can keep access to it. But I just want to remind people, if anybody's coming up and hasn't been here, I really wish the governor would stop this free weekend nonsense until there's like a need for it. This year with the high snow, we didn't really have the need for it. And it seemed like there were people going, as we know, all over the place. Sorry, Nate. We had a couple situations here in Inlet and it's just, people gotta stick to the trails. They gotta know where they're riding. And, you know, if you're gonna ride the lake, you know, you gotta know where you're going to. I see another snowmobile getting pulled out of First Lake this past week, I think. Knock on wood that we can get through the rest of the season without any more accidents or whatever, but just, play safe, have fun is my mantra on that. Nate, anything for police? I was looking for you earlier, saw you wandering around.
And traffic's, I think it's definitely gonna die down quite a bit after, I mean, just the change from this weekend till today's been pretty significant, but like Levy was saying, I mean, we still have a pretty good base on a lot of sections, obviously. Trail 5 is the worst. We'll see if it lasts till then.
Gotcha. Very good. Town clerk's report.
Okay, I have a few letters and income revenue is $1,587.50, which is just building permits and cottage weekly. I don't have the snowmobile numbers in there because I just entered them all in a lump thing. I have a letter from CTS. Thank you for your continued support of our organization. It is greatly appreciated. This is much needed service in our area, and we are glad to continue this service. We are in need of volunteer drivers and board members. If you know of anyone in the Inlet area that would be interested in joining our organization, please send them our way. Thank you, Amy Van Wee, President of Community Transportation Committee. Oh, I have another letter. He's gonna get accused of talking too much, and it's probably just a repeat of what everybody just said, but I have a letter from Thomas Greco to the members of the Inlet Community Clerk and Town Board. I want to thank you for many reasons as a community member, business owner, and neighboring board member. Your presence at public meetings, availability for discussion has shown how well the town of Inlet and Webb can work together. Speaking as a taxpayer in both communities, I'm grateful for the leadership you've shown in recent years. The time and effort put into preserve the 37-year-old snowmobile agreement is greatly appreciated and couldn't come at a better time with Mother Nature doing its part. Both towns did an exceptional job crafting our area in order to have a fantastic product for our permit holders. Thank you to the groomers and highway workers. Thank you to Adele Burnett, Margie O'Hara, Brittany Bartolotti, and so many more for all your help making Frozen Fire and Lights Adirondack Ice Bowl weekend a massive success for the Eagle Bay and Inlet area. Working together to hold these events on the same weekend was no small feat and showed what our area is capable of. Mike Farmer from the Town of Webb Publicity Office shared some numbers with me recently. Thank you to Mike and his office as well. Below are two readouts, the numbers on attendance specific to Eagle Bay Village, Friday, February 21st and Saturday, February 22nd. There were 6,400 visitors over the weekend. 5,500 of them were on Saturday alone. On average, people came back almost 1.5 times. On average, people stayed almost 4 hours. That's more than any other event Mike has tracked. From all of us with the Adirondack Ice Bowl, Eagle Bay Village, Archie's Alley, the Eagle Bay House, and your neighbor, the town of Webb, thank you. Signed, Tommy Greco.
Very nice.
And I think that is it. Yes, I think it was, no, I had a couple other things, sorry. The LED street light project, National Grid is gonna start March 24th. They should be done by March 26th.
Oh.
So I did get that. That's it for me.
All right. I left on here from last month, the recreational easement program, adjust rates for different uses. Just want to leave that floating there for a little bit, see what we come up with.
Okay.
Snowmobile program, so
So I went down to town, board meeting last night and, they passed a resolution to, sign the agreement for 25-26. And I would like to present a resolution that we would also sign the agreement. They're in the process of getting the agreement printed out and they're gonna send it to you to be signed.
Second that.
you made that as a form of a
I
motion.
made it as a form of a motion that we sign it.
enter into the same contract as of
We did.
last year.
Yeah.
With a change of dates.
Correct.
Um, further discussion. I know both at the bill paying night, I believe, and I'm hoping last night, they did mention the fact that we still want software changes and updates to the program.
Yes. I think they know what we want. Trying to get what we want is going to be a challenge. I was gonna say.
We're not gonna give up on that because.
No, we're not. I'm, you know,
It'll make the system better,
yes, it will. Absolutely.
hands down. But that shouldn't stop us from moving forward and keeping the agreement there. All in favor?
All right.
Aye, opposed? So carried. I just want it to be noted.
Yes, yeah, no,
Software.
absolutely. Absolutely. I keep ringing the bell. I will continue.
I actually got something for that.
You do?
Yeah, because he was talking about coming, but he didn't, so he should.
You do or you don't?
I do.
Apparently is it legal, specific employee?
Specific person and legal, and I said I'd keep it under the radar first, and that was also, I was gonna make it.
All right. Apparently we're gonna have an executive session to discuss a legal issue.
Okay.
Coming out of that, we're just gonna be auditing the bills. If you wanna, any idea how long this update's gonna take?
10 minutes, but it's gonna dictate some on you and other information that's
Okay,
might or might not have.
gotcha. Folks, I guess we're gonna be moving into an executive session. Before we do that, we're gonna bump the public comment up above that
That's a good idea.
in case anybody wants to make public comment and then get home so they can watch the Syracuse game. It's on ESPN2 tonight. I think last night was on ESPN Universe or something like that, something weird. Anybody public comment?
Say one thing.
Sure, Sean.
I'd like to give a tip of the cap to John Khalil for the work he's done with the snowmobile advocates. He approached me. We've had many conversations and his heart's in it. He's done a great thing. He's pretty much put the whole thing on his back and ran with it. And it's a pleasure to work with him. He comes, we talk and he listens to what I have to say, whether, we agree or disagree, we find a common ground and we move forward with it. And I think it's been very productive. I'll just give an example. We shelf our roads as they're needed, most generally every year as they're needed with snowmobiles in mind. It's always been with snowmobiles in mind. But with John, John comes to talks and we probably shelf them twice as much as we normally would have just because of John's ask and,
And how he asked.
and how he asked. That's correct. And I just want to thank him. It's a pleasure to work with him and I look forward to continue working with him in the future. Thank you, John.
I'm gonna add a pat on the back there because I don't think it's any stretch of the imagination that even though Herb and Dan and other board members from both towns worked on it, I don't think without your mediation in the middle, we would have gotten back there for this year. So, and again, of all the years for it to get back together with the snow we had this year, it's things were meant to be. So I think the board as a whole would like to say thank you too.
Well, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure working with everybody in the community and I appreciate the open dialogue and the professionalism and the respect that everybody is showing as well. And it's really been a team effort with everybody.
Well, thank you again.
Anybody else? Hearing none. The only thing coming out of executive session, we're gonna be paying the bills. So at that, I'd make a motion to move into executive session.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
All right.
Right.
Folks, we stand in executive session. Kill the recording.